And so their journey finally comes to an end. As the captives return the ship to Earth amid the cheering of billions, they are hailed as heroes returning from the new frontier. 30 years in space has only fueled the fires of their longing to see their loved ones, their fellow countrymen, and the beautiful planet they once called home. The freedom for which they yearned had finally become a reality. As they drank the sweet nectar of life, a bright light shone upon them. The people couldn't get enough of these modern-day pirates of space. Every news show was devoted to coverage of this one single event. Talk shows were clamoring to have them as guests, and fan clubs sprang up all across the world. Politicians took full advantage also, planning meetings and photo opportunities at every stop. The opportunity to seek answers to questions of great philosophical and scientific curiosity that have eluded mankind for tens of thousands of years was finally upon us. Great rejoicing throughout the world continued for weeks as the borders and divisions between countries melted away, bringing people of all origins together with the bright promise of abundance and peace for all. Boy, were they in for a letdown.
Be back on Earth again.
Yeah, but my wife is gone. My children are older than I am, and they don't even know me.
The Air Force thinks I went AWOL. They gave me a dishonorable discharge.
The theory of relativity can be one of nature's cruel jokes.
Well, at least we got to shake hands with President Bono, and he gave your wife a big kiss.
That's my wife. No, not really. Her mouth is that big it takes 2 men to kiss her.
Well, maybe the president will appoint us to positions in his administration.
Yeah, maybe he'll make you ambassador to the Bermuda Triangle.
Not one of my friends is around anymore. Everyone I used to know is gone.
Well, at least we have each other.
It is a psychological phenomenon that when a group of humans is subjected simultaneously to a traumatic experience...
Hey, what are the odds of sending this guy back into space?
How can you be so bitter now that we're home safe, no longer prisoner on that terrible ship?
Hey, we're still prisoners. Only our jailers have changed.
We're getting treated really well. We get our meals paid for, we travel first class, and we get single rooms at the best motels with our own private bathrooms.
Yeah, and at least when I go to the bathroom now, I only have to wash one pair of hands. I feel sorry for all those other guys that were with us who got killed. You know, the ones we ate.
Look, fellas, no one owes any apologies for anything that happened up there. We were trapped in an extraordinary situation, and sometimes extraordinary measures were called for. Nothing that happened up there counts for anything down here.
Nothing?
Well, almost nothing.
Hey, does anybody else remember what girls are like? We got space groupies all over town dying to kiss our cosmic lips, and we're playing hard to get.
We'll have plenty of time for women after the tour. The advance we get from our first book should keep us in good shape for a long time.
Yeah, just think. $5,000 each, plus all those endorsements we were promised.
I want to buy a house and a new car. I've got my eye on this really nice place in Queens.
I wonder if the physics department at MIT has changed much. I'll need all new equipment for my laboratory.
I'm going to open up a flying school. With all the publicity from this tour, I should do real well.
Hey, I got news for all you guys. $5,000 is worth about 1/10 what it was when we were around here last. Now that's just about enough for a few nice suits and a good pair of shoes. Then you'll be needing some luxuries like food and shelter. This hero nonsense will fade pretty soon, and then it's every man for himself.
You mean we won't be together anymore?
Well, we can call each other to keep in touch.
And we can have get-togethers now and then.
I suppose there will be some post-tour depression and anxiety as we go our separate ways to face the world alone.
Where will I go? My apartment building was torn down, and I don't know anyone to ask for help.
Hey, man, we come into this rotten world alone, and we go out the same way. The sooner you get used to that, the better off you'll be.
You can stay with me till you find your own place. I'll help you.
Excuse me, Mr. Jennings will see you now. You can go ahead in.
Let's go. I can't wait to see what kind of offers we've got.
Gentlemen, please come in. Welcome home, welcome home. I've got offers for you guys pouring in. There's plenty of dough out there just waiting for us to scoop it up. Okay, now here's a good one. Let's get right to it. This one requires you all to dress in alien costumes and say, "This 10th power toothpaste make our teeth shine like stars." Then you give a big smile, hold up the product, and wait for the check. Easy enough.
I'm not going to put on an alien costume and humiliate myself.
It pays $5,000 apiece.
Well, where's my costume and what time would they like me at this studio?
Good. Now this one is for Heavenly Body mouthwash. You don't have to talk. You just gargle while the announcer says, "You don't want your mouth to smell like a black hole in space, do you? Use Heavenly Body mouthwash. They use it up there. You should use it down here." Well, what do you think?
That seems to be very exploitive.
This one pays $7,000.
I see nothing exploitive in promoting good oral hygiene.
Now you're getting the hang of it. Here's another one. There's this guy dressed up as a big dog, standing up, holding 5 leashes in his mouth. These leashes are hooked up to the collars around each of your necks. You're down on all fours, crawling around a fire hydrant. Sort of a switch on the man walking the dog bit, you know. Then the big dog looks into the camera and says, "They're happy and healthy because they get Galaxy dog food. It's out of this world. Get some for your dog today."
Do you really expect us to get down on our hands and knees and crawl around a fire hydrant like a pack of wild dogs?
Well, this one guarantees $10,000 up front and 10% of the first quarter profits.
You know, I might look kind of cute with a tail.
All right, look, we got another appointment in about an hour, so just accept everything over $5,000. You know, use your own judgment.
What judgment?
We'll see you tomorrow at 10. You do seem to be very good at your work.
I want you fellas to be famous in the worst way.
Famous in the worst way.
All right, let's go, let's go. We don't want to be late. Look, we'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
What happened? The last thing I remember, I was facing the prisoners. Then I heard music.
Captain, the prisoners vaporized you, took over the ship, and flew it to their home planet. I found your ashes, took them to the reanimation room, and made you whole again. You and I are hiding out here until we can get to the ship and fly it back to Lokus.
You have done well. Your bravery will not go under-rewarded. Where is the ship now?
It is resting on a large green area surrounded by very tall structures.
Can the ship still fly?
It didn't suffer much damage. I think it can be ready to fly within a few Earth days.
I don't feel well. Get me some medicine so I can feel better.
It's the atmosphere on this planet, Captain. The Earth's protective ozone layer is almost depleted due to avaricious industrialists and rapacious politicians in an attempt to ameliorate their financial reserves, despite the warnings of ecological pundits of an impending catastrophe of stentorian dimensions.
Coño! What the hell you talking about? Talk clear, you...
We must be careful not to be seen. They don't know where I am, and they think you're dead. I'll try and find some medicine when I go out.
What about the rest of my generals?
They're being welcomed as friendly visitors here.
Contact them and appeal to their sense of loyalty and remind them how good it was serving under a great man like me. No, wait. That's no good. Offer them huge sums of cash if they will return to the ship and help us.
I'll get them back, Captain. They're being interviewed on television now. I'll try to intercept the transmission.
Good evening. We'd like to welcome the gentleman from the planet Lokus to our show. Thank you for consenting to talk with us today about your new book and your harrowing experiences in space. Gentlemen, I've just read your book, and I must say it's quite a story. I'd like to start by asking what happened to the one crew member who remained loyal to your captain, the one who disappeared?
He vanished in all the commotion. After our captain was vaporized, he became very depressed.
I'm sure our viewers would be fascinated to hear about your impressions of life on Earth and how it compares to your own planet.
One thing that intrigues us is what you call comedy. The human who stands in front of others and tries to evoke what you call laughter. We don't have laughter on our planet. It serves no purpose. We have seen that there is much money and success for the ones who can evoke laughter. We have been teaching ourselves to be funny.
We want our own TV show.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. Please tell us about some of your medical technology. As the doctor on board ship, have you brought us any miracle cures or techniques for solving our medical mysteries?
As a matter of fact, we have found something quite startling. We've discovered that the noise in your chest, sort of a thumping sound, is actually a pumping device that circulates fluid throughout your body. We don't know much more about it, but we do know that when the noise stops, your life is finished.
Yes. We call that organ the heart.
You're ugly.
I beg your pardon?
I said you're ugly. When you were born, the obstetrician slapped your mother.
Could you tell us about your leaders, those whom you've chosen to inspire your people, and the manner by which they govern?
Yes. When anyone disagrees with our leader, he is put to death. This seems to keep everyone together in terms of ideology.
When you walk by, you turn men's heads. You don't do much for their stomachs either.
Yes, that's very clever. What sort of conveniences do you utilize around the home to make life more comfortable?
In terms of communication, we're working on a device that enables each person to communicate with another at a great distance.
Your mother hates you, too. She's looking through your birth certificate for loopholes.
I just took a trip on the Titanic.
The Titanic sunk 100 years ago.
No wonder the bread was soggy.
gentlemen, please. May I ask you about your customs regarding marriage?
I just joined the Campfire Girls.
How could you join the Campfire Girls?
I was cold.
Please, could we continue? What sort of foods do you eat on Lokus?
I ate so much Chinese food last night, I woke up this morning and washed my own shirts.
I like German Chinese cooking. The only problem is, half hour later, you're hungry for power.
That's very good, gentlemen. However, I would like to get back to the interview.
Oh, yeah? Well, your mother had morning sickness after you were born.
Please, can't we stop all this and get back to the interview?
I've got something that can do the work of 50 men.
Really? What is it?
50 women.
I have a new device that keeps the inside of a car quiet. You put it over your wife's mouth.
I put $2 on a horse that was so weak, I didn't know whether to play him to win, place, or live.
I knew you made a mistake when the jockey climbed inside the horse.
Honey, it's our tradition here on Earth for the husband to carry his new bride across the threshold of the new home.
This is where we're supposed to live? For how long?
Forever, honey. This is our new apartment. It's even furnished.
This toilet? You gotta be kidding. Who furnished this place? Sucrete Gable?
Honey, it's near all the stores, the taxes are low, and it's so close to the schools that our children will never have to ride the bus.
You expect me to procreate in this dump? Forget it, Buster. In the first place, I got a jewelry case bigger than this bedroom, and in the second place, you better lose that kitchen. If you think I'm doing any cooking, you're in for a rude awakening.
Look, honey, I know things will be a little tight around here till I find a job and start bringing home some money.
The only tight things around here will be my legs if you don't get it together. And I mean like yesterday.
All right, honey. I'll get on the phone and call my old agency up and see if there are any job openings. Okay?
Yeah, and call a realtor and get us an apartment suited to my status. Oh, and get my medicine. I feel like puking again. Must be the thought of having to live in this rat hole.
Listen, she's a beast. She's just like her father. She's a tyrant. I'm in this up to my neck, and I don't know what to do.
Hey, what are you whispering for? What's the big secret?
Nothing, dear. Just talking business. Remember that deal you told me about? The one where she would go on tour for the big money? Does that still go? Well, if the money is right, even if it's not, I'm ready to talk business. Where? Okay, I'll be there around 8 tonight. Good. See you then.
Jesus, look at the size of this bug. Come in here and kill it. But kill it slowly. I want to be the last thing it sees before it dies.
What with the post-war boom and sudden surge of foreign economies.
Maybe we could write another book and get more money.
I think we've had our 15 minutes, and it sure flew by. Now with the endorsements dwindling, we're really in for hard times.
What are we doing? There are no more offers. I don't think I can do anything well enough to get paid for it.
There are always manual labor positions that need to be filled.
What kind of positions are they?
Well, eating establishment require dishwashers. Buildings need to be kept clean, floors mopped, windows washed. Bus stations and airports need their bathroom cleaned and maintained.
Suddenly, I'm getting very depressed.
I've missed advanced so much in terms of technology that I don't know if I'll ever catch up. Oh well.
Oh, hello. Come in, come in. Good morning. This is your toolbox. I'm going to take you through this box, one tool at a time, and by the time you leave here, you will know what each tool is and how to use it. We'll cover small and large appliance repair, and we'll help you with job placement following your graduation from our 6-week course. Any questions? Okay, let's get started. This is a hammer. Its primary use is to pound things in the toolbox. This is a pliers. Its primary use is to squeeze things into your box. This is a screwdriver. It's used to turn things. We'll have to send this out and get this repaired.
Wait a minute, that's it? That's what I'm getting for my $500? It's used to pound things, squeeze things, and turn things?
Hey, I'm teaching the course as I was instructed.
I could teach a course like this with no training whatsoever.
Would you like my job? They won't let me quit until I find a replacement.
I don't want your job. I want to learn a trade and get my own job. Well, how about appliance repair? Can you teach that? How about refrigeration?
I was just getting to that. Okay, first, small appliance repair. You must figure out what's wrong with the small appliance. Then you repair it by pounding with a... Don't move. Excuse me. As I was saying, you figure out what's wrong with a small appliance. Then you repair it by pounding with the hammer, squeezing with the pliers, or turning with the screwdriver. Refrigerator repair is more complicated. First, you find out what's wrong with it, then pound with a hammer, squeeze it with the pliers, turn it with the screwdriver. But here's where it gets complicated. If the problem turns out to be the thing that makes it cold, you have to send it out to one of those places that fixes that stuff. They're tough to work on.
The thing that makes it cold? You call yourself a teacher? Even I know that that's called a compressor. What kind of a course is this anyway? I already know that you're supposed to figure out what's wrong with the appliance and then fix it.
Congratulations! You successfully completed the course. Here's your tools. Good luck in the job market. See you at the 10-year reunion.
Look, just make me an offer. Overexposed? They've only done 3 spots. Give me a break. Okay. How about using just 1 or 2 of them? I have individual as well as group representation contracts with them. Look, this county fair outside of Pittsburgh, how much are they offering? What? They wouldn't cross the street for that kind of money. Come on. Even I have my pride. I'm only making 30% on these guys. I know it's just a matter of putting a ribbon on the largest bull, but they have to schlep all the way up and back. These boys have tight schedules. I'll tell you what, the mall opening and the county fair for $5 grand and we've got a deal. Come on. Don't nickel and dime me with that no transportation and expense garbage. These guys are heroes. Show them some of the respect they deserve. Don't you love your country? That's more like it. They'll be there on the 21st. Yeah, they'll be wearing spacesuits, don't worry. Okay, have to go. I think this well is about to dry up. Miss Klein, bring in the contracts for the returned hostages and get that real sour one on the phone for me. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, have you guys found work yet?
No, I can't even get any sleep with Sarah complaining all the time. It seems that they don't even require as much sleep as we Earthlings do. I have to put sleeping pills in our milkshake to get any peace and quiet at all. And can she eat sweets? We've got a plaque in our kitchen from Tom Carvel.
I heard they wouldn't give Jerry a loan for his flying school without collateral. He told them he didn't own anything, and they said, come back when you do own something.
I'm still at the hotel over on 43rd Street. It's scary. Some of those people seem very angry at me for no reason. I did have one job for a while, but I didn't make any money. I had the hat-checking session at a synagogue.
You know, the best time I had was flying around up there in that ship, looking at the universe. It seemed so pure and natural.
We'll never be able to fly in anything as powerful and sophisticated as that ship here on Earth.
Yeah, now that was exhilarating.
Nothing to worry about, no rent problems, no jobs to look for, everyone working together. We all had a purpose up there.
The sense of adventure, that pioneer spirit that we'll never feel here on Earth again.
Oh, you can't be serious. You guys must be kidding. Things are dumb here, but how could you even consider it?
Who cares? Let's do it. Let's put together a plan. I've just got a few thousand for sending my wife on tour.
How could you do that? I thought you loved her. I saw you bring her flowers just the other day.
Yeah, she shut up for over 3 minutes. I thought she was dead.
Even if you did manage to get on board again, who would fix it up? It got smashed up pretty bad on impact.
Jerry could get it running again.
I wonder what the Lokusian generals are up to these days. I've heard they're having a bad time of it. Their book isn't selling very well.
They're staying at that dump over on 44th Street. Let's go over and have a talk with them. Okay?
Gentlemen, it's good to see you all again, although our last meeting might have been a bit more cordial.
Yes, reducing me to a pile of ashes was less than proper etiquette. However, now that I tasted that, I am more compassionate of my fellow officers.
Does that mean no more stabbing us goodnight?
We have to figure out what we're going to do now. Things aren't going so well for us on your planet. Yesterday we attended a Catholic Mass, and upon our return, we found a death threat in our mailbox.
Did you tell anybody about it?
Yes, we went to the priest and showed him the note.
What did he say?
He said he meant every word of it.
Life on this planet of yours is even more unjust and violent than life as a general in the Lokusian army. I've been tortured by the enemy, severely wounded in countless battles, and overexposed to radiation on numerous occasions. However, last night I was forced to sit through a Broadway show called Legs Diamond, and I could never go through anything like that again.
Life here isn't unlike our description of where bad locusts go after leading immoral lives.
We call that place hell. According to our theology, you're only supposed to go there after you die.
You call this living?
Come in!
Exterminator!
Missed one. All I know is I'm miserable here. I have nothing to live for on Earth.
It's long been my dream to bring relief from the tragic and needless suffering that plagues our planet. I've learned so much from Earth doctors. If I could bring some of this knowledge back to Lokus, I could end much of the suffering with a few simple techniques and some inexpensive drugs. And if this comedy thing catches on, I can get out of the medical game altogether and cure my anemic bank account.
What about my daughter? Where is she?
She's fine, she's fine. She's on a bus and truck tour of Kiss Me Kate with John Rait's grandson. I'll buy her back. I'll have her back here by tomorrow. I promise.
I remember when I was back in my little home with my wife on Lokus. It seems like only yesterday.
Yeah, and you know what a lousy day yesterday was.
All right, since we all agree that life in an ethics-free society isn't worth bothering with anymore, we need a plan to sneak aboard the ship, fix it up, recharge the batteries, and leave this rotten planet to wallow in its own filth. The only problem is the Army personnel all over the park guarding the ship.
I can get around them. I know their schedule, and I have some friends among them. The ones I don't know, I'll introduce myself to with Mr. Goodrich.
Here is a tentative 3-day plan to accomplish our goal. Let's see if it is at all feasible.
Boy, it was exhilarating getting by those soldiers and getting on board ship. And Jerry, you were great with that wrench.
Yeah, but it's tough getting the dried blood and the hair off of my wrench.
I'm very sorry to have to say goodbye to the Earth I used to know, but maybe where we're going, we can start a new world and fill it with people who care about each other.
I wonder if my Mexican divorce papers will have any clout on Lokus.
Fellows, we are about to undertake the greatest adventure anyone could hope to participate in. New worlds await our discovery.
Yeah, we'll be discovering new worlds populated by the same greedy, self-righteous blobs that inhabit every other world. And loving it.
Come on, let's fire this thing up and get the hell back into space. I can't believe we're going home. I never thought I'd be glad to get back to Lokus.
Yeah, it's a despicable place. Ignorant people filled with hate, jealousy, and greed. And that's just in my apartment.
I'll probably get another medal for rescuing the ship. What a welcome I will get.
But Captain, I brought you back to life. I brought you to a safe place and helped you through all the hard times and the long days on Earth. I helped organize the repairs and even returned your daughter safely to the ship. Don't I get any recognition or reward for these heroic deeds?
Of course you do. You will get it right now. He was the only one who remained loyal to me. While you all turned on me and allowed me to be killed. His sense of loyalty gave him the strength to overcome terrible odds. He was the most loyal general I ever had. Throw him overboard.
Here we go.
That's where we wanted to be, those years we were away from you. And now that we've returned to earth at last, we made some bucks, but life here sucks. We've gotta get out fast, escape from earth. It's such an awful place now. We're better off in space now. Escape from earth. We know our lives would be in better shape if we escape. Now that we have said our goodbyes, the ship is packed and ready to leave. To all our friends we give our many thanks. You've been so loyal, now check the oil and fill up both the gas tanks. Escape from earth, there's nothing left to do now. It's Hell Drops by Part 2 now.